3M fire barrier blocks, plugs, and planks are smoke, sound, and fire-stopping preformed foam units for blocking openings in wall and floor through penetrations. This video demonstrates how, even for larger openings, the installation is as fast and efficient as stack, seal, done. Refer to the UL directory for the appropriate UL-tested and listed system. To install a barrier, begin by stacking 3M fire barrier blocks and planks in the opening, with the 5-inch dimension centered within the plane of the floor or wall. Continue to stack blocks and planks until the through opening is completely full and the blocks and planks are firmly packed together. During installation, blocks and planks can be resized as needed, as long as the 5-inch dimension is maintained for uniform stacking through the opening. No compression is necessary. Next, apply 3M Fire Barrier Rated Foam FIP one-step between the blocks, planks, and penetrating structures or items, as well as around the perimeter of the opening. This locks the blocks and planks in place. It's much easier than installing wire mesh support. Plus, it fortifies the barrier's ability even more to prevent smoke, fire, and toxic gases from seeping through the opening. The long application tip aids in applying the foam. Be sure to cover the full depth of the blocks and planks. Check for any open spaces or gaps between the blocks and planks, framing, and penetrating items, and fill any visible gaps with the required depth of foam. The fire stop is now finished. Additional fire stop may be necessary for non-metallic penetrants. Consult individual UL systems for details. Install a 3M fire barrier plug within the opening so it is flush with the top surface of a floor or both sides of a wall. To fit smaller openings, plugs may be compressed to size or a wedge may be cut from plug to reduce size. To install a fire barrier around cables, the plugs may be cut to fit around cable penetrants, or holes may be cut or punched through the plugs to route cables directly through the plug. Fill all voids and interstices of cables with 3M Fire Barrier Rated Foam FIP one-step, covering the full depth of the plug. The following video is an example of an ASTM E814 fire test. The wall is secured onto the furnace. The thermocouples are placed onto the wall and the penetrating items per the ASTM E814 or UL 1479 fire test standard. You can see the severity of the fire in the furnace viewport. The wall is now removed from the furnace. The gypsum wallboard is cracked and has lost most of its structural integrity on the hot side of the assembly. The wall is taken outside and is hit with the hose stream. For a 1, 2, or 3-hour fire test, the hose stream is run at 30 psi at 20 feet from the test specimen. After the fire test and hose stream test, the penetrating items are inspected to see if the fire stop materials have remained intact. You are looking at the non-fire side of the wall. The penetrations and fire stops have remained intact. To achieve an hourly F rating, there cannot be any flame through the wall or the penetration on the non-fire side of the assembly. And you must pass the hose stream test, which means there cannot be any dislodgement of fire stop material at the penetration.
Visit industrialgeneralstore.com to learn more.